and today we'll be going over maybe what I'm doing in the market, other news, different trends. So feel free to share what you're doing. We can also cover that as usual, and we'll just figure out what's going on in crypto. So I'm also streaming on multiple platforms just to test out what's going on there. There's a few different things like Sidekick, which I found out is by another crypto platform. Um, they did their TGE last week or 2 weeks ago, and yeah, there is like potential airdrops in the future. I think it's going to be hard for them to maintain the price of their coin because if we bring up coin market cap, they have a reserved amount for their incentives and community, and hopefully there's something that creates demand, or if they use it in some kind of flywheel where you have to lock tokens or trade against it. Otherwise, it could be downhill. But there could be an airdrop. So I thought it was interesting that they have this platform. I think it's still in its early stages. Sidekick is a project by a couple different people. If you look at the docs, there's a couple different VCs in it. And there's actually quite a few different Web3 crypto platforms. Landry, welcome. Oh, there we go. And yeah, we're just going over some crypto news, different things I'm looking at. I found out there's quite a few different crypto streaming platforms, whether it's like on a centralized exchange or just a decentralized platform like Sidekick, which kind of looks like this. It's a little early. It's a little early because sometimes I'm in this interface and I'm like, all right, where's the rest of the menu? There's also Soulbound, which didn't have the best launch. They launched a few weeks ago, and they apologized about how bad their launch is. I was working on a video about the upcoming streaming platforms that are in crypto. There's quite a few, and if any of them will make it. I thought Soulbound was pretty promising just because you could bet on different things that happen in game, and they support games that aren't crypto based too, which is pretty awesome. Then we also have Abstract, their streaming portal. Let me log in first. Gotta hide my email address because people get hacked. So yeah, if you're not aware, there's also Abstract. You stream apps to earn XP. So that's for creators. These are the different people streaming right now. And they're mostly streaming games. I actually don't watch a lot of these people. The view count's all pretty low just because you can't really lurk in these platforms. You have to subscribe to see what's going on. So let's say this person's live. They're traveling. I don't know if this is my connection or theirs. This is all in Russian or Cyrillic. Let's see. Russian, English, stream for cause. Here's someone playing a game, Abstract Gaming, Noob Gamer. One watching. Let's double it up. You guys are watching me. I'm watching someone else. There's no sound. So, yeah, there's Abstract, there's Soulbound, there's Sidekick, and we are also streaming on Binance right now. We are in the Binance live stream, and when you stream on Binance, you're not supposed to mention other exchanges and other exchanges that also have streaming services. So that's what I've been looking at. And as for news, I like using Value. They have these good AI generated. Here's what happened. So here's a trader rolled over to long on ETH, turning $125,000 into almost $30 million in 4 months, achieving a 230x return. Obviously, high risk, high rewards. That was the right timing. It gets harder once the momentum slows down, and that's kind of what we've seen recently. Japan to approve first yen-denominated stablecoin, JPYC. So that's pretty positive as far as crypto legislation in Japan and creating those opportunities just because the economy hasn't been great. So it's nice to see that they're taking new chances. DeFi smart agent platform Almanac completes a 8.45 million financing round with participation from Delphi Labs and others. Um, I've heard of Almanac. We can take a quick look at that. Hey, Pablo, welcome to the chat. And we are just kind of going over some recent news and trends. And I'm also stalling for time in case Josh and Achiever joins, as we'll see if they do. If not, we're going to go over, just what's going on in crypto. So we are here. I'm actually working on another video about Story Protocol and all the heat they're getting, which is very justified. And if you're on crypto Twitter, like everybody has been talking about it. Almanac, vibe code like a quant without writing code. So Almanac's AR Swarm helps you build institutional grade code-based financial strategies. That sounds actually really interesting. Like you can build your own DeFi platform. Let's see. Almanac AI Kitchen, vibe code like a quant. What does that mean? Live demos. So they raised $8.5 million. Pendle RSI momentum. Click here to run. Virtual Bollinger reversion. So these are just to run different strategies, which is something you can do already, or different products that might already be available. Let's see. Technical analysis. Let me see. Might be early, still early. They still need to raise more. I thought this was something like you could build your own different products. I think the labeling was a little generous. Yeah. Tesfa, what do you think Pengu can do? If you pick from Athena or Pengu, which could you pick? So Athena has a lot of momentum right now, as well as Pengu. We can take a look at what's going on there. We're going to look up Athena. They've been doing pretty well. And then let's take a look at Pengu. I like the story of Pengu. I feel like that's harder to put a limit on how high it could go. This is Athena the last year. This is Pengu the last year. And Pengu has actually only been around for 8 months. I like the story of Pengu. I like that it has broader reach. Athena is more of a, crypto play, institutional play. So I guess it's like institutions versus retail. And retail can really pump something up if the story's great. Maybe more people just need to make TikToks about Pengu, which is easier to do than people making TikToks about Athena. So we'll have to wait and see. I am more bullish on Pengu just because the culture, the reach, the marketing is just generally better. Everything has their moment, but you can't even tell if that trend will continue to happen, if demand will be driven to the token. So, if we are going to speculate on a meme coin play this season, Pengu is my choice. So going back into other news, Binance Alpha has launched Wilder World with an airdrop threshold of 200 alpha points. I don't know what Wilder World is, but I've heard of it, so let's take a quick look. Let's say game or DeFi platform or AI. Oh, it's a metaverse. Welcome to Automobili Lamborghini. Let's just jump in, maybe look at some footage. It's the classic Unreal Engine playbook. A lot of it kind of copy and paste. So I'm not too bullish on it. Oh, we got Achiever back. Let's see. Achiever, how you doing?
Yeah, I'm good, man. I'm good. I was having a whole lot of issues with my connections. I'm not gonna lie, a whole lot of issues. But can you hear me perfectly
I
well?
can hear you. It's a little low. Let me change the setting. Let me bring that up a little bit. Um,
Okay.
sideways. I don't know how to fix that. I got a rotation
Okay,
issue.
okay, 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 okay. Let me change that. Let me change that. Let me do this.
There we go.
Is this
That's good.
okay?
That's good.
Yeah, yeah. Actually, that's cool. That's cool. How are you
I'm
doing,
doing
though?
good. How are you?
Yeah, we. I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. We're live
Yeah,
right now, right? Hope you can hear me perfectly well.
we're
We're
live.
live, right?
We're live on
Okay,
YouTube.
okay,
We're
good and
live
fine. Okay,
on
good and
X, Binance, and Sidekick.
wow, wow. That's crazy. That's cool, man. That's cool. I've actually joined the live and I've been listening to what you've been saying so far, right? Oh, good lord, you're glitching right now. You're
The
glitching right now.
connection. Yeah, the connection isn't great.
Okay, 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 okay. No problem on that. No problem on that. No problem. No problem on that.
Yeah, sorry. I think this might be a tough conversation. This might be a tough conversation with the lag.
Yeah, actually, but I don't know. Wait, I don't know where I don't know where the connection is. Wait, am I having the connection issues or you? Cause I think mine is actually good, right? Or am I the one
I
having
don't
issues?
know.
But wait, you can hear me perfectly well and you can see me, right?
Yeah.
Okay, no problem. Then we don't have an issue. 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 Yeah. So yeah, let's
Okay.
get into what we have for today, right?
Yeah, yeah. Oh, he disappeared. I think he might have accidentally hit exit because he was pressing buttons. All right. So if you're not familiar with Achiever, he is part of the Sui community on X. Not with Sui, but he's in the Sui community. He shows up to spaces. He helps spread the word. He has YouTube. He is on the ground bringing people into Sui. So Achiever, I was just giving a quick introduction, telling the audience a little bit about you.
Yeah, actually, yeah, right. I'm more of a, how should I say this? A blockchain opportunist, but on Sui.
Mhm,
Sui
mhm.
is like one of the fastest blockchain layer on the in Web3, as you all
Yeah.
know, right? And these guys are actually do right. I think one of the co-founders, even Nigerian, called. I think that's just one thing everyone should know out there. Investing heavily in Nigerian developers. I'm actually quite bullish on Sui, right? That's one thing that's actually quite unique. That's actually quite though it is what it is. And so if you actually want any Sui out, yeah, of course, I have a YouTube channel. I have a Twitter. I also have I'm also active on TikTok. Funny enough, full
Yeah.
Valorant. I've been trying to build it on
I'm
TikTok.
there. I'm working on it. I'm trying. You got to try all these different platforms. There's a different audience everywhere. The audience on YouTube is different from Twitter. It's different from TikTok. So everyone is like at a different stage of like where they learn and how they learn.
Yeah, sure. You're actually correct.
But I think TikTok is a good
You're
platform
actually,
just because like it's addicting. It's just very fast. So it's good to catch a new audience.
yeah, actually, that's true though. That's most of the time, audience, right? Most of the time, most of the people convert their audience on that platform. Take for example, most people that actually, I think most people that
Yeah.
actually on YouTube have a TikTok account. TikTok
Hmm.
account, some of them, not all though, like a Twitter account, right? I think one thing there
Breaking up. Oh, okay. So we might have a little technical difficulties. Thanks to everyone hanging on. We got you back. It glitched out. Achiever. How we doing? How we doing, man? Oh yeah, this is getting a little rough. I was gonna bring down that volume.
Full value na na there.
Yeah. Can you hear me? Thanks for hanging on, guys. We're gonna figure this out. The connection. Let me know if I'm lagging too. We'll get to the comments. Sarish, hey Dan, when do you think altcoin season will start, and what is your ETH price target? So if you guys are familiar with Tom Lee from Fundstrat, he's raising another $20 billion to buy more into the ETH reserve. So let's check out the strategic ETH reserve, because we need to understand that there's a lot of money flowing into this thing. So I just want to take this quick look while Achiever is working on the connection. That Tom Lee from Fundstrat, his fund or entity is Bitmine Immersion Tech. They have $5 billion in ETH at the moment, and they're gonna 5x that. They're gonna raise another 20 billion. He's super bullish. I think he's saying ETH to $16,000 or $100,000 or 20. I think 27,000 by the end of 2026. It's not that crazy for it to happen. That's a little less than 5x. You know, we could even see Bitcoin double. I'd say nothing's off the table. We've seen crazy things happen in crypto, so I'd be optimistic. You know, if everyone's optimistic, we can be optimistic too. Watch where that trend is and position accordingly. Most of my bags are like in Bitcoin and Ethereum at the moment. Holding alts is tough. You know, I used to believe in alts, and then I got so much pain. So now I'd rather use some leverage with Bitcoin and ETH, the coins that are running. So, all right, we got Achiever back. Let's see how he's doing. Achiever, how you doing? How's the connection?
Yeah, I think connection is okay now, right?
I think so. Let's give it a shot.
Okay. I hate breaking I hate breaking so bad. Like it messes with my mental health when I don't have good connections. Like I'm so pissed. Like I get so pissed. I don't know if I'm the only one, but yeah, it is what it is though. But I think it's back now. I think it's back and it's actually working quite well.
Yeah, video streaming. It's a tough one. You need like that stable connection, and it might be harder with like with a non-wired connection. So computers typically a little better.
Okay. The funny thing there is, right? I'm actually, I think I traveled, right? I traveled for something we call a camp, right? Like a religious pilgrim kind of a thingy. We do it like once a year, right? Something we do here in Nigeria, right? Go to like a headquarters, right? It's like what we do is that we call it camp meeting, right? So every single person from all the branches in the state of Nigeria goes to Lagos, a particular location in Lagos, and we all just serve God together there. So I'm actually there right now, so I didn't bring my system along, and I'm just doing streaming this from my device. So yeah,
I see.
Yeah. So yeah.
No worries. Let's see. Let's see how far we can go with this. All right. How are you positioning yourself in this market?
The funny thing there is that I think positioning yourself in this market, first thing first, right? I don't know if we're in the bull of bear season, right? It's so freaking confusing sometimes, right? But one thing we've known is that for the past few months, right, for the past few weeks, right, the market has been in an uptrend, and we all know that, obviously, right? We see Bitcoin hitting its all-time high over and breaking it again, right? And we see Ethereum. But I don't think Ethereum has even passed its all-time high yet, right? I don't think it has hit its all-time high yet, and I think we still have some few runs left in the market. Right? Position in the market like this, especially in Web3 in crypto in general, right? First thing first, right, is I think you should actually play with leverage trading, like leveraging. Don't play with that, man.
Right.
Like this is actually some of the best time for people that exactly for people technical analysis and all. Don't mess with leveraging and go into it, man. Leverage the shit out of man. And how should I say long leverage. Leverage. I've been meaning to actually ask you this question, right?
Yeah.
Most people know how important job is in Web3. Most people don't know how important it is, right? See, if in Web3 career perspective in Web3 that most people know actually not open. Because most of the time when people go into Web3, okay, let me farm this particular project, let me just and people
Right.
keep farming and farming, you keep growing account, as I keep farming and farming, and you miss the real thing, right? You miss that you can literally build a career.
That's true. A lot of people have.
That built a career and stuff. Yeah, that's the funny thing, right? A lot of people have, and trust there's nothing as more interesting as you working and getting paid. Rest of the market situation, right? You get paid, and automatically when you start working with this Web3 project, it boosts your CV, right? You keep bagging those CV and you get recommendations. Yeah. On and on, and before you know anything, you're even okay, right? You don't really need to like depend heavily on the airdrop system or probably the farming system, right? I think I think that is actually one of the ways I'm positioning in this particular market, because guess what? When the market is up, a lot of projects comes up, right? Automatically. In fact, I think most projects are even doing TG right now. I don't know if you've been observant of that.
Yeah, because they want to launch in a good market.
Yeah, exactly, man. As I don't launch in a good market, so most people are doing TG, and this is like the right time. You can literally get into most of these on the farm projects and probably use. Yeah. You can start from somewhere, probably as a community moderator or probably as a social media. Yeah. So you can literally just start off as that, and you tell them, okay, I can do this, I can do that for you. And in a very, very funny way, last but not the least, right, is the attention and the creator system. Right? The attention and the creator system. Trust me, if you are a creator in this space, double down on that shit. I will advise any creator out there to triple down on their creative system. Do you know why? Because we are entering into an economy. 3, right? Very, very deep. If you as a person can host spaces and be able to pull in 50, 100 people to your spaces, trust me, you are a big deal, right? And some people just do this for fun, right? But guess what? See, you can imagine full value down right here now, hosting a probably live stream, and move down reaching out to any project, saying, okay, guess what? Let me work with you. I'm going to show your project. I'm going to talk about your project on my live stream. You don't want to imagine the amount Dan is going to be paid for that. You don't want to imagine the amount. And he can do that for, there are hundreds of projects in Web3, man. He can just keep picking them every single day. Oh, good Lord. Dan, your mic is muted, man. Your mic is muted. Check your mic. Your mic is
I'd
muted,
like to do that, but you know, I try to give those honest opinions as people see here. Like, we answer the people that write in the comments. We have like a lot of returning commenters. So the people that are here kind of know like the other people that show up. Now, you raised some good points, and I want to like reiterate some of those. That if you're in crypto, instead of airdrop farming, you know, you can help out a lot of different projects, get associated with them, create these opportunities to start working with them. And that gives you the skills to work at different companies and more opportunities down the line. So let me see here. I'll be back in a minute. Oh, here we go. Achiever.
Okay, yeah, I'm here. Are you with me?
Okay. Let me recap what you said. So yeah, there are a lot of opportunities besides airdrop farming, where let's say you want to be BD for a team You just start doing it for free. You want to create content for them and be their marketer, you start doing it for free. You want to be their moderator in their Discord, you start to doing it for free. And when the opportunity comes up for them to hire, you're there, you're the first person they're thinking of, you get hired. And we got Josh has joined us. Josh, welcome.
Hey, what's up? What's up? What's up? Good morning,
Morning.
guys. I just woke up. Pardon me. You're probably getting some feedback. Let me just go ahead and get my headphones.
Okay.
On the specs.
Yeah.
What's up, guys?
Nah.
Thanks for having me on.
What's
Sorry
up?
I'm late. It's early here.
All good, all
I
good.
was up late. Let me get some.
All right. While Josh is getting his earbuds, I also want to mention that I'm going to turn Josh off for a second. There's feedback. So I just want to mention that, yeah, there's a lot of opportunities in crypto. And, you know, if you have the option and you have a lot to choose from, you want to be careful of projects that might not be here next year. You know, if you're looking for that job, a lot of these jobs don't last a long time, maybe a year, maybe more. And to find that right balance, you know, if it's a project that raised less than $5 million, might not be here next year. If they raised more than 10, like 50 to 10, they might be around for a while. They might be building. If they have a way to generate revenue and to pay for all the resources, they'll be here even longer. So that's just a few different ways to identify those jobs. You might not want a token allocation. Maybe you do, depending on what it is. But yeah, lots of opportunities.
Actually, you are absolutely right. Then, right, they actually right that right, they actually right at that perspective because based on the project you work with, I'm going to tell you it goes a long way. It goes a freaking long way based on the project you work with, right? Because just like you said, and just like I said, if you work for the wrong project, trust me, it's gonna backlash so hard, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna backlash so hard, and it's something you might not, you don't. It's a situation you don't want to be in, right? And I love the strategy you said, right? But the funny thing there is that people have been asking this. Okay, why do I have to work for free, right? Why do I have to work for free? Because I think the strategy most people actually advise is you work for free, you do the marketing for them. But the funny thing there is that sometimes most people say come up with the situation that when I work for them for free, they don't reward me. In fact, sometimes you might actually market for a project over and over and over again, and they don't give you recognition. They don't even recognize you, right? And now, how do a person navigate something like that? Because trust me, it's something I've experienced when I was building. I did so freaking much on this project. Like, you don't know the amount of content I
Right.
created for this project. And guess what? They never reached out. The highest they did was like my content, and that was even outperforming the BD. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I'm a marketing guy, right? So I actually like has this strategy and pushing this project out there. But in being that I was not employed and I was just trying to get an opportunity to be positioned for this project, I never got it. And guess what? I was pissed as hell and I have to leave and move on to the next thing. So how do you actually think someone like can be from my own perspective, someone can be to navigate something like that?
Yeah, well, if they already hired someone, that's harder for them to like bring on another like moderator, another marketer, depending on who they are, what their budget is. You probably have to look for like an emerging community. Like this project just got funded, they're looking to start expanding, they're looking to build up their presence on X and to get that content out there. Those are the ones you should be looking
I'm
for.
done. Yeah, done. I think you didn't get me quite right now. I'm talking, this project was
Yeah.
early, right? If you've been so grounded in this space, right, you know what you said is actually correct. That's how you position, right? You check into them when they are early, you start building on them, right? And then when the
Yeah.
opportunity comes, they reach out to you. But guess what? They didn't reach out, they employed another person entirely, right? And that was something crazy because you've been building on this project, you've been pushing to your community, you've been creating content around them. In fact, you've been making thread contests around this project. And when the opportunity came, so he has a name in Nigeria, he needs to catch out, he's a prince. Okay. And when his opportunity comes out, they didn't employ you, they had to employ another person as a BD. And it made me understand something called connections in this space, right? It is more than the building sometimes, right? It's made me understand something called connection. Because obviously, this particular person that was employed have connections with the cabals on. I'm not to be. I don't want to talk about the blockchain. This happened, right? But he had connections with the cabals, and it was because you've done so much for that project, and you are not even being recognized. How do you think about that? What's your perspective on that?
I'd say, you know, you want to have a good attitude. You want to keep hustling. You want to like, all right, I didn't get this one, but hey, I'm looking, guys. If you can refer me to someone else that might be looking. And he bailed. He bailed. He's like, I don't like that answer.
He got rugged, man.
He was like,
Connection rugged.
no.
Keep clicking, even when your connection, even when your connection rugs. I was listening in. I guess I was a little bit late to the convo. I wasn't sure exactly which project you guys were referring to. That I guess
he didn't mention
the opportunity. The opportunity that he was hoping for. I assumed it was something around Sui. I'm not sure, but a lot of the time, as you mentioned, Dan, that welcome back. A lot of the times you mentioned, Dan, like I guess projects would have teams in place, things already planned out depending on where they are in the process. Maybe they have a few users that are on their payroll and some staff there. So I do like your strategy you mentioned, get them all there early. Before you start putting in all this work, Achiever, I recommend that you actually reach out to them directly. Show them, maybe you started a little bit light, like, hey, I've been doing this so far. If you guys want me to keep doing this, maybe we can work together in an official capacity. Communication is everything when it comes to business. You want to be clear, you want to be concise, and you want to map things out. Be like, hey guys, I've been putting in good work for you. As you can see here, I have the spaces I've been running. I've been talking about your project. We've been having 30, 40, 50 people join, and I think it's going to bring good sentiment and more marketing around your project. I want to keep doing this, but maybe we can come to an agreement where I'm compensated, whether it's, let's say even just guaranteeing I'm getting the airdrop, or like a good tier of the airdrop,
right?
Or even better yet, maybe they really like your work. They want to bring you onto the team like directly. I recommend because you're going to be disgruntled as you're talking about. If you're just putting in all this work and expecting them to just be like, you know what? Yeah, that's a real one. Let's bring them in. You will get disappointed because projects want users to push their project for free, right? That's why you see these airdrop campaigns. You see these even whitelist campaigns. They're all structured around, or even Galaxy campaigns. They're all structured around users grinding to build up the project and getting a reward for it, whether it's an airdrop, whether it's whatever it might be, a whitelist, right? So before joining, like, I guess that general community of foot soldiers that are just grinding to get an allocation, you can go ahead and reach out to these teams directly, show them like maybe some of the unique things that you're doing, and potentially strike something there. For those out there who are looking to work in crypto, definitely reach out to the team. Get in these discords. You can open a ticket and talk to someone officially, even if you're just talking to a moderator, or you're talking to someone affiliated. Get your foot in the door and build up from there. So I definitely agree. You should value your time. So before you put in all this work and time, see if there's any room there for what you're doing for them. That's my 2 cents.
Well said.
That's my 2 cents.
Actually, I'm telling you, thank you very much for that. That actually goes a long way, right? Because it was something I experienced very, very early in my building in crypto space, right? Like hunting for jobs and all that. It was something I experienced very early, and it's something that some people that are actually growing right now actually experience also. And they reach out sometimes to me. I'm like, Achiever, I've been doing this shit, and I get messed up with, and I'm like, yo, I don't even know this shit, right? I think you need to have like some kind of connections to actually get into the door, right? And with what you said, Joshua, I think I actually highlighted a whole lot of things into explanation, because you just need to, when you actually like do things like that, like don't go full throttle, right? Don't go full throttle. Just like a bit of it, and then after doing a bit of it, obviously, then you reach out, right? Okay, this is what I've been doing for you guys, right? And I can get some compensation, probably financial, probably US job, or probably TG, right? Or probably get a portion of your token. And now it now depends on the reply, right? If they respond to you, good and fine. If they say, okay, let's go ahead, go. If they say no, good and fine, then you stop the work, man. You can be bullish on them, but then you ain't going full throttle. You are just a committee member, so you're definitely not doing the work of a BD for them, right? But that is just it. You just need to know your value and know how you place them. Thanks for that, Joshua.
100%. Always know your value. I do like the approach of doing a little bit of a sample. Like you said, you don't got to go full throttle.
Yeah.
Shows them a little bit of a track record, shows them that you do care about the project. You are bullish on it, would love that opportunity and would be a good person for it. If they respect it, that's even better. They can pour fuel on that fire. Maybe they'll share some resources for you to improve on your operation, the spaces, things like that. But it's definitely worth to keep clicking because new projects are coming out every single day in crypto. There's a project that just raised money today. There's a project that's going to raise money tomorrow. Someone raised money yesterday. There's millions of dollars being allocated into new projects, and these are war chest, marketing budgets, all these different things that could that are ultimately going to be deployed to really good builders and personnel. So definitely worth it to keep clicking. There's opportunities every day in crypto. So
yeah, like I can't even keep up with all the new projects.
Exactly, right? Manifold, Gaib. Like I haven't heard of any of these. And look
at you could just make up a name and I'd believe you. I'd be like, yeah, that's a crypto project.
Yeah, exactly. Zortex. You never heard of Zortex, Dan? Zortex.
No, but Poseidon. Poseidon is the new project of the founder of Story Protocol. He left Story Protocol yesterday. This is what they announced. Nice. Raised only 10% of what he did for Story Protocol.
Left Story
another
A16.
A16Z gave him more money. Oh my god.
Yo, damn. I can't hear anything. Can anyone hear me, man? Dan and Joshua, can you hear me? I can't hear anything at this time, but
I can hear you, but I hear I hear your generator too in the back.
It's a little loud, yeah.
It sounds like a blender. Maybe he's making a smoothie.
Maybe
he's making the mornings. Achieve her.
So yeah,
I like the passion.
Yeah, lots of opportunities in crypto. I know maybe we get jaded sometimes if something doesn't work out, but again, you know, it's a competitive space too. There's a lot of people hustling for content roles that are doing very similar things. So for us to like get those jobs, we really have to stand out.
100%. You have to stand out. It's good to hop on here, do live streams, different things like that. Gives us an edge. Crypto is very anonymous, very few doxed figures. So I feel like that does give an extra little bit of a bump if you are a doxed creator and you're willing to put out content, put your face out there on behalf of a project. To me, goes a long way. Right away, they'll take you a little bit more serious than some random PFP with 300 followers. That's like, hey, can I be your CMO, your CEO? You know?
Yeah, I mean? and being a doxed figure, like if I reach out to someone, it makes it a lot easier for them to respond.
Yeah, exactly. No, they're not talking to a bot or a scammer of some kind. Even dox people can still scam you. However,
that's true.
It's a lot more. It's more trustable when you're showing your face.
Yeah.
That I like that we're talking about building stuff, the other side of crypto that some of you in the audience may not see. One thing I don't really talk about much, I keep it under wraps. I am a builder myself. In the background, I do have a dev studio that I am in the process of putting together. Some really, really smart personnel. Oh, my camera just no, that's fine.
That really, actually looked cool. That looked really cool though. That was like
that's how you know it's gonna be a banger. That's how, that was natural. I didn't do anything.
Like, damn.
That's how you know it's gonna be a banger. Boom. Yep.
It's like Josh. It's like I was sitting like this, but then I went like this. Like, oh damn, go on.
Yeah, guys, listen up, okay? But yeah, dev studio coming real soon. I put together a team of some really, really smart devs with deep experience in the space, worked on some really big projects in the past, and of course myself as well as the director. I'm excited for this. Soon we will be taking on clients, but it's going to be a full stack dev studio for crypto founders out there, maybe new to the space, maybe doesn't have that much technical prowess or technical skills, can bring their ideas to life in crypto, and we can help make that happen. So I guess this is my first sort of announcement of that, just a light leak of that. But more on that later. I'll definitely tune into King Capital and GPT Josh X to get updates on that when it does come about. We have some exciting partners already in the pipelines sort of that we're working through. So I thought I would drop that since we're talking building today.
Absolutely. So yeah, look forward to that. Lots of things in development. Achiever hopped in. I was gonna let him in after you finished, but hopped out. It's okay. Let's see how his connection is. Mansoor in the chat, welcome back. Thanks for letting us roast you last time. We appreciate it. But you know, we just wanted to share our thoughts on it.
I like Mansoor. He had a good attitude about it. He took it well.
Pygaz, I wish the dip was going for a bit longer. On Toshi, we might still be in luck, but today it seems like the market is doing well. It is doing well for a couple different coins. Everything recovered quite a bit. ETH, up 3%. Say like 9 or 10%. There's some good moves. Chainlink, I think, pumped pretty well today. It's at an all-time high for this month. So yeah, there's always opportunities. It's always hard to spot them, but there's opportunities. So I still
100%.
think we are in an alt season. There was quite a pullback. Just got to be careful with leverage and take things slow and build things that gain attention and keep going.
100%. I was going to quickly share this.
All right, adding to scene. I think I clicked it. What happened? Can you try it again?
Yeah, 1 sec.
Oh,
Just a
damn.
visual real quick of the crypto bubbles. As you can see, this is on the year, but let's go ahead and see on the day. I like looking at the crypto bubbles and getting a visual just at a glance. You can kind of see what's pumping and maybe what's trending and perhaps why something might be trending. We see Link up 16%, Chainlink, right? Injective, I think this is interesting. A lot of projects are moving off of Cosmos and onto EVM and onto EVM chains. Injective was an IBC token like this, like in that Cosmos ecosystem with the chain on there. And you're seeing a lot of projects migrating away from that. And based shortly after that announcement, looks like Inj was picking up a little bit of life and even a little bit of mindshare on X. I've been seeing it talked about a bit more. So I find that interesting. Say technically is still within that ecosystem, but you're seeing more and more projects start to migrate away from that. And I think that actually is a positive thing because, first of all, Cosmos really breaks my heart, the whole Cosmos ecosystem. I think it had so much potential. The UX was really great, in my opinion, and a bunch of stuff, but you had some greedy VC action and failed projects like Celestia and what they did, Dimension. And I think it put a stain on that whole ecosystem. Plus the Cosmos token itself not garnering a lot of value from these different tokens. From their whole everything that they built, the IBC tech. There's no value that comes back to the Atom token, and there's like sort of just a bad sentiment around the Cosmos eco. So you're seeing a lot of the projects there go ahead and migrate on to EVM chains and different things like that. I think that's interesting. Have you been paying attention with Cosmos or
not at all? No, I haven't had any interest in Cosmos. I just, I kind of just didn't see the growth there. So I'm glad. I kind of predicted right. It's hard to have this specialized ecosystem, especially when you're promising all these rewards without the demand. It gets tough.
Yeah, it's tough. The demand just isn't there. I feel like we're just such wasted potential. Maybe there's something in the future, but the amount of liquidity leaving the Cosmos ecosystem, the volume is just completely drying up. It looks like it is dead.
Yeah.
Until further notice.
I'm still happy with like a little bit of Bitcoin and ETH leverage.
Nice.
It's doing some airdrop farming. But let us know in the comments what you're doing. We got Mansoor here. CTSI Cartesi. I'm not sure how to pronounce it. I got the chart up. In August, the first week, it tried to add, then avoided. Now, yesterday, this coin pumped 80% in a single day. Very impressive. I don't know what Cartesi is, but we can figure that out. Let's bring this up. Oh, perfect. Yes, please. Oh.
Should we start on X? Cartesi. Did you send the link?
No, I was just looking at CoinMarketCap.
Oh, my bad.
But it added as a private chat.
Oh, perfect. Cartesi. I'll pull it up right here on Coin Market Cap.
Oh, and then yeah, Sudan, we'll check out your comments in a second, right after this.
So we got a $90 million market cap. FDV 3 million. One thing I will say kudos to Mansour on is he finds these tokens that have close market cap to FDV ratio, good circulating supply.
Yeah.
Where most of the tokens are in circulation. We see here that they're actually listed on Binance, which is huge, and Coinbase as well. Upbit Exchange, BitGet, Gate.io, KuCoin. So they have some tier 1 centralized exchange listings, which is a good initial vote of confidence. And to be able to be listed on something like Coinbase, your
It's
project
tough,
has to
yeah.
be very reputable. It's tough. It's not easy to get on Coinbase. It's not easy to get on Binance. So that goes to show that there is some real belief in the project from an official standpoint. Looks like they've been trading, at least on CoinMarketCap, since April of 2020. So they've been going for quite some time. As you can see, they've been decimated from their all-time highs back in the 2021 bull run. Back in November, they reached $1.42. Today, they're sitting at 10 cents. I'm not sure what the narrative is for how they could potentially reclaim their previous all-time highs, but
Yeah.
it's looking like they were punished over the last since 2021.
I gotta give it to Mansour. Like, he finds these coins and he keeps tracking them, and they're like the old coins. Where it's the challenging thing for them is to get these attention, you know?
Right. That's the one thing.
Now, I dropped another one in the chat, but I can bring it up. So we got Sedan here. He says, Palm AI coin, MBG multi-bank coin review, please. I don't know if I have the right one. I have one that has been around for a while, so let's see. We're looking for Palm AI. And normally I'll go with like whatever has the highest market cap. And in this situation, it's Palm AI number 702. This has been around for over a year now. And if we scroll down, we see that it's not available in many places. Mexi, Gate, Uniswap, very, very light with not a lot of trading volume. You know, generally that's pretty low with that depth. You know, you can change the price with $100. If you have $100 of tokens there and you sell it, that price is going down by 2%. So not really confident with the price action. And, you know, we can take a look at the X first just to see what kind of engagement they have. What are they doing? Multi-platform Web3 AI solutions ranging from games to hardware to utilize Google AI tech with focus on utility, innovation, and revenue sharing. That was just like a lot of words. So that was just a lot of words. Like, all right, what specifically are you doing right now? Staking. No, I'm out. As soon as you say staking,
I'm out.
It's like, what's our product? You locking your money to our platform. That's our product. You know, I'd always be careful. This is their pinned tweet, by the way. You know, that's I'm just saying, if they want you to stake, they want to take. I got to throw it just for Josh.
You
just
stake,
Josh.
we take. I like that.
Yeah.
You stake so that we can take while you're locked up. You know, we've had some bad staking experiences in the past, honestly. Especially lock staking. It's just the thing with staking is it's tough. It's tough because yes, there's been some protocols with some solid staking tokenomics to what it might seem like, and it might make sense, but a lot of the times you have to remember what it boils down to in practice. So you don't have access to that liquidity while it's staked. Meanwhile, there could be VCs, there could be insiders, there could be early contributors that are unlocked, you know, waiting for exit pumps or different things like that. But just bottom line is you don't have access to your liquidity while you're staked. And yeah, like Pygo said in the comments here, he says staking is for suckers. So sometimes they'll entice you with different rewards. Maybe they'll promise you an airdrop for staking. They're promising you a yield, right, from inflation. So this token is inflating to some degree, or the revenue is coming from somewhere. The yield is coming from somewhere. But bottom line is you're locked while others are free to dump on you. So I just
and
that's
you
why
know,
staking is
we're saying this from experience. Like,
Yeah.
they've taken from me a lot with staking. Staking is taking. Remember that. Remember the rhyme.
Staking is taken. Staking
And
is
I've
taken.
fallen for stuff like this before in the past, where I was like, all right, you stake and like you're earning rewards and you're betting on them actually building something. But what they're doing is promising something that doesn't have that demand. So they're promising you a dream, and if there's no demand yet, and they're gonna build that demand, that's what you're betting on. In most cases, it's just a promise, it's just words to take your money. So
Yeah.
that's what we want to be careful of in crypto, because there's a lot of these types of projects. I'm not saying that's what it is or not, but just looking at the volume, looking at where it's available, looking at how it's been trading for over a year, looking that there's a staking program, I'd be very cautious. You don't. It seems too early.
Yeah, 100%, 100%. Well said. Well said. I mean, that's what it boils down to with that one. Moving on.
Mhm.
Y'all would have all better being in BTC long term than holding alts for multiple cycles.
Yes.
Um,
It's hard to outperform Bitcoin. Like, not many coins outperform Bitcoin. Even though it's at a super high price, I've learned my lesson. It's like you always have a little stake that of Bitcoin where you don't touch it, and that holds up the rest of your portfolio. And as you see that through a couple of years of mistakes, you're like, all right, I'm glad I held this thing.
you value it more and more and more.
Yeah.
The more that you interact with altcoins and get in the trenches, you get
Yeah.
more of an appreciation for that Bitcoin bag that is your safety net, that is your, your home base that you rotate these big wins into, and you have that as your safety net that you don't touch. And funny enough, more times than not, it ends up outperforming some of these alts that you're expecting 10, 20x's from. So
Yeah.
that's just one thing to always keep in mind. And you'll hear any seasoned crypto investor and crypto user tell you the same thing.
Yeah, that's why I'd rather, if it is an alt season, I'd rather go leverage Bitcoin and Ethereum, or I have to like really believe in a product. So,
right.
Well said, Daryl. Like, that's not something people are just saying. That's said from experience.
100%, 100%.
Tesfa, I like the building of Syrup. So if you're not familiar, Syrup is RWA platform from Maple Finance. I'm not 100% familiar with what they've been doing, but they've been doing well. They hit their all-time high 2 months ago, and it's still holding pretty strong. And yeah, I don't really know enough about what they're doing to drive that demand and how the token comes into play. So Tesfa, you're gonna have to educate us, or we're gonna have to do some research.
Yeah, Tesla. But I've been hearing a lot of positive sentiment around Syrup.
Yeah.
I just haven't dove in there myself.
Let's see, Mansoor. I also added CradeFi in my portfolio too. 3 million market cap, but RWA project. Oh man, 3 million market cap. That's a.
Did you get to his previous comment? He had one before that. After our analysis, he did some changes. We should probably start with that one.
Okay, he removed Dash, Zen, Neo, Zil.
Good job.
Yes, good job. You did it. You did it.
Let's see the replacements though.
But he added Immutable X, IMX, which is like, that's a tough one. They've been struggling. That's an L2. They've been struggling. Gala, Sushi, Arweave. I mean, they're a little newer. Like,
they're a bit better.
Yeah, they're a bit better.
In my opinion.
I'd say good luck. Yeah.
I say good luck to you, man. First off, IMX does not have the mindshare they once did. The space is much more competitive than it was when IMX had hype. IMX had hype back when there was a few chains that was considered the gaming chain.
Yeah. Like now there's too many gaming chains.
Now there's so many gaming chains, and you have big dogs like Sony coming through with Sonium. And you have a whole bunch of different things going on. There's great gaming that you can do on even Solana and a bunch of other chains. Solana wasn't even as big as it is today as far as users and activity back when IMX was hot. So I think it's actually even approaching Dino territory. I don't want to call it a full-fledged Dino coin, but it's from the last cycle. It's had its hype wave beforehand, and I'm not sure what they're doing to get that back. It's going to be a lot harder in these days and in these markets than it was for them back then. I'm not sure how many IMX cult members are still left, but
Yeah,
definitely I do not hear them as loud as they once were on crypto Twitter back in the day.
absolutely.
I
And
wouldn't hold it.
yeah, the
Maybe just dip your toes.
dip your toes, man. But this looks rough. In the last year, down 46%. Bitcoin's up 100% over the last year, and this is like the hard lesson where we want to get rich off these altcoins, and we see a lot of opportunity there, but you know, they really struggle to generate that demand for the token. So, we make these bets. We want to make the right bets, but sometimes our greed of like seeing things as an opportunity is more of a liability. And that's what you always have to consider when betting on the low market cap coins.
Yeah, 100%, 100%. In a year where Bitcoin has hit new all-time highs, ETH is waking back up and teasing with new all-time highs, and to be down 47% as an alt that's supposed to have one of the biggest gaming ecosystems, to me is a red flag, not a good look, and I wouldn't really place my bets there, to be honest. And what else did he say
Absolutely.
he had? He also added, unless you have more
Kala
to say on
Sushi
IMX.
Arweave. No. Sorry, man.
Yeah.
I don't know how you pick these. I know you're looking for like the coins that have the full distribution. But we also have the momentum's big, momentum's big. If they've been underperforming, sometimes they just kind of give up. They just kind of phone it in. They're looking for an exit. And we see that a lot.
The trend is your friend, man. The trend is your friend. Listen to the trends. Listen to momentum, just like Dan said. Momentum, it tells you a lot. It tells you a lot
Hmm.
about what's going on in the markets, about where things are going, where people are placing value, right? And so if something's dried up, it's not going to move. It's more likely to go down, actually. If it's not moving, the team gets bored, the team moves on. We just saw the story protocol. I swear, story protocol is still considered new IP, and we just see the founder just dropped a new project or just race for a new project today or yesterday, like a day
Yeah,
after leaving, and all this stuff, right? So it shows you how fast teams can move on. So if there's not really significant building there like there once was, or just attention and activity there, that tells you everything that you need to know. Right, the story
absolutely.
protocol looks like it's doing quite well, but my point was just how fast the team could move on, or a
Yeah.
founder.
I mean, look at this. Like, this was like when Bitcoin even pulled back last month. Everyone's saying it's crime, and I believe that too. People are saying that only 1% of the coins are actually circulating, that extremely low float. That's how they're controlling the market cap. And, you know, when he tweeted that he was stepping down and starting his new project, if you read the quote tweets, they just light them up. They just light them up. And I have a video on that I'll publish tomorrow because it's pretty entertaining.
Oh, I can't wait for that. Actually, I'm excited
Yeah.
to see the quoted tweets. I'm excited to see
I
it.
feel
I
like
know
those
some
are
people are
fun
losing it.
videos when people are just like shitting on people. I'm like, all right, here we go. Let's
Yeah,
let's get into it.
that's it's hilarious. It's hilarious, to be honest. So then he also has Gala Games. What do you think about Gala?
I've heard it's been making moves, but again, gaming is a competitive space. We have the Sweet Play coming out. We got the Play Solana coming out, and we have Abstract and their gaming platform. So,
Ooh.
those all have significantly more attention already. If we look at the past year, Gala is up 8%, which isn't terrible, but let's say if we go all time, I mean, it's been holding, but it's underperforming the rest of the market.
Yeah, it doesn't. To me, it sounds a lot less exciting as it did
Yeah.
when they first dropped. I remember like, oh, this is cold. Like everyone was talking about it. People were buying the notes, and there was hype around there. And similar to my take on Immutable X, it's a completely different market environment now than it was back then. Back then, it was a lot easier to emerge as, like, let's say, one of the leading gaming initiatives in crypto. Now, much more competitive, much more sophisticated players in the game. You got Sony. Once again, I said Sony.
Yeah.
Sony, I'm coming with their blockchain. You want to see what they do. These are the same people who made the PlayStation. Come on now. And then a bunch of stuff. So it's just much more competitive now. And if you've been active in crypto from then until now, you'll know that it's tough to gain that mind share to becoming the top leading sector of whichever niche it might be. So we got Sonium, we got of course Avalanche still building, we got Immutable X, we got Gala Games, and pretty much every chain has some sort of um, gaming initiative going, or gaming sort of branch within their teams. And gaming is just a very, very competitive space. We'll see what happens in the next few months. I would say I'm actually excited to see what happens after GTA 6 drops, to be honest with you, because there's rumors that there is going to be some sort of in-game economy that's potentially using blockchain that could, I think, spark a GameFi season, or at least bring some cool attention to GameFi. Even Aiden Ross and some other streamers talked about the potential of doing that, or even having private lobbies and servers where people are playing for real money. This is very crypto-esque. It could be using crypto rails. So I want to see what happens when all that goes down. But I wouldn't be placing my bets on OG gaming products unless they really, really are strong. I'll be looking at new things. I'll be looking at things like Sonium.
Absolutely, I couldn't agree more. It's just it's tough, man. It's we want to go where that attention is, and
That's right.
when there's attention, there's opportunity. So we saw with Abstract, with their meme coins, this guy turned $3,000. It's just like, all right, I'm gonna just gamble on these new meme coins on this new blockchain. The blockchain takes off. That $3,000 is now worth $900,000, and I'm like, oh, the attention came. He bet on that happening, and he made it happen. Maybe Sony and meme coins are next too. Who knows?
Oh, maybe. Remember the saying, Dan. Remember the saying. You just nailed it on the head. Where attention goes, money flows. Right?
Man, we got some good rhymes in this video, in this stream.
Yeah, where attention goes, guys, the money flows. So that user, he bet $3,000 on the growth of the Abstract ecosystem, from its meme coins to the tokens underneath and the initiatives, because he saw the attention going there. This is a lesson to everyone, and a good way to approach the crypto or alt markets and getting ahead of trends, right? Because how much attention was on Pudgy Penguins and the Pengu token when they were doing their airdrop? It's what everyone was talking about on X. And then what's the narrative that came just right after that? Abstract was potentially, if you were a Pengu airdrop recipient, you would potentially be positioning yourself automatically already for Abstract. So think about how big the Pudgy Penguins ecosystem is, and the mindshare around that. That told him, okay, there's probably going to be some good attention coming to Abstract. Let me go ahead and get started early. Let me go get ahead of the curve. And even though, of course, Pudgy Penguins was ultra popular, not everybody knew what Abstract was. I only discovered it around the Pengu airdrop time. Like, oh, they're putting some initiative into a new blockchain, right? So that's very telling of where the potential next attention is going to be going, or the new trends are going to be going. And he used that information and took amazing advantage of it to the tune of $900,000 plus, right? So it shows you the opportunities out there, and where attention goes, the money flows. So if you're seeing anything bubbling up, get strike while the iron is hot. Yes, a bunch of Pudgy Penguin users and fans of that are now going to see Abstract right away. There's going to be liquidity flowing there. There's fun games. There's Death.Fun. There's different things like that. There's a farming campaign. There's streaming. There's all these things, right? So I feel like that's like a perfect example of how to play chess.
Another indicator was that Abstract isn't just saying, oh, we're a fast layer 2 blockchain. Like, no, we have games, we have streaming, we want to bring in Web 2 users with these different platforms. So that's what really made them stand out. So that's what we should be looking for in other projects if we want to be early.
100%. Matter of fact, I'm still gonna go ahead and do some digging around the Abstract.
I probably will too.
They still have legs, and just because you missed something, perhaps, of course, all those multiples that he made on that 3K, turning it into 900K, doesn't mean it's over. Sometimes the proof is in the pudding, or sometimes it's like sitting right in front of you. You might think like, oh, like I've already missed this opportunity, but they actually haven't TGE'd yet. They haven't reached the end of their campaign, and their mindshare is still continuing to grow. There's still even Pudgy people that are still being onboarded to Abstract now, and who knows how the hype will be when they get closer to like their official, I guess, TGE.
Yeah.
So I for one will still be farming or just at least getting active and finding coins on there, different things like that.
Yeah, and the indicator for that is how is Pengu performing, because that's what really excites people about the ecosystem. And even
Mm-hmm.
after TGE, it could still continue pumping if we still see that demand.
100%. Or it takes like one really, really good show on abstract streaming platform or a really, really good game or fun, addictive game like Death.Fun to, bring even more mind share and even more users on, right?
Yes,
So I'm
absolutely.
interested. I'm interested in abstract for sure.
All right, so we'll get into a couple other comments. Pi goes, you stake and get 10, maybe even 20% APY, and the token goes down 80 to
Exactly.
90%. We've seen that. Actually, might be a great indicator if you want to short something. It's like, oh, do they have really high staking? Well, I'm going to short this if it's
Yeah.
available.
Oh, that's money right there.
Yeah.
That's money. You nailed it.
Let's see. And Pi goes, staking is only fun if it's really high APR and I can unlock any second. So the trick is sometimes your unlocks might be a year from now, might be
Yeah.
a month, might be 6 months. So that's how they get you. You always want to stake a little bit just to figure out how long is it going to take me to unstake this.
To unstake. 100%. I know exactly what Pygos is talking about because that was the beauty of the Olympus DAO days, the Rome DAO days, Time Wonderland days. Insanely
Mhm.
high APYs, unstake immediately, fully liquid in that. That just becomes then like a Ponzi game of musical chairs. It's fun, but never sustainable. So there's two sides to that card. You have the low staking where you're locked, and then honestly you're still gonna get dumped on in the back end by the by VCs and the team a lot of the time, or people who just didn't chose not to stake. Whereas the other ones there, it's like a game of musical chairs. You might see some crazy high APYs, even over 1,000%, that you can stake or unstake anytime. Remember that you're still at a disadvantage to earlier users and insiders with tokens like that, but you never see those stand the test of time. Matter of fact, there was something like this on Abstract. I wouldn't say it was staking, but it was more of that. Remember when they had that computer game? It was a huge Ponzi that everyone was like raving about. If you were early, you probably made maybe like 5, even 6 figures. Some people made 7.
What?
If you're early to a lot of these type of projects, it reminds me a lot of Olympus DAO. They take a lot out of the that playbook. They don't last long, but if you're early, it's a lot of fun and all this stuff. But then, I mean, that's not really investing, in my opinion. But
It's
there's money to
gambling,
be
yeah.
made. It's gambling, but there's money to be made. What was the name of that project? You pretty much you're a dev. It's like a dev simulator. You have that room, and you buy like a computer, you buy GPUs. It's like a fun little animated game. It almost looks like maybe like a Pokemon or something like that, like a Pokemon
I did
game or
not,
something.
I missed it, yeah.
It was nice art. It was actually well done. And it didn't last. It ended up dying. Let me see if I could pull. I tweeted about it a while back. I'll see if I could pull it up. The mining
How's
game
the
on
dev,
Abstract. Yeah, Pygos.
how's the dev studio? Can you guys do that?
Oh, us? Yeah. But
There
I
you
feel
go.
like
Stage 2.
I feel like that's that's a messy game. As long as you know what kind of the nature of projects like this, some of them like it's still going. You can still play the game, but you're getting rewards in the token, and you know how it goes a lot of the times with these token rewards or high inflation. It could be sort of a downward spiral once there's a cascade of selling, and you need to always have new users coming in and purchasing GPUs and these computers and stuff like that, like within the game virtual, to keep the system alive. It's kind of like that flywheel. People pay for the NFT, which is your GPU or your miner,
Mhm.
and then that I guess goes into the rewards pool, and it's being like paid out. You got to know what's going on under the hood,
Yeah,
right? It's kind
yeah,
of like
sounds like a
money
lot.
changing. Yeah, it's like kind of like money just changing hands a little bit. Somebody buys a mining GPU, a portion of that funds goes back into the rewards, and of course to the team. And it's called just like we like to call Ponzi-nomics, right?
Yeah.
Tokenomics, but really Ponzi-nomics. But yeah, I think that's interesting. But guys, I would honestly, to be honest, I would advise everyone to stay away from projects like that, in my opinion,
Yeah, you
because
too easy to lose money.
it's very easy to lose money, and that's where you kind of start to cross that threshold between investing and gambling, because
Yeah.
you go into projects like that looking for like money right now, like a quick buck, like you're trying to get X's on the day and they can completely just go to zero. So I recommend you guys stay away from these projects. Yeah, that's it. I like to have fun with them every now and then, but I don't recommend it. Let's move on.
Yeah, sorry, we're still catching up. I think we're like quite far behind on the comments, but we'll get there.
Yeah.
MBG Multi-Bank Group. All right, I took a look while you were talking, and I was like, oh, this one kind of looks sketchy. So it's been around for a month now. There we go. Yeah, it's been around a month. You know, it's up. Volume kind of went down there. We can see that it's a $200 million market cap, $35 million in volume, but the markets, this is the most important thing. This looks like crime. So it's only available on Uniswap, MEXC, and Gate, but $34 million of volume on MEXC, but the volume on the other platforms much lower. So something shady is happening
of the
there.
Volume.
Yeah, that's crazy. That doesn't happen. So this looks like a little like crime. Just a heads up, where like the real volume is less than $1 million for this like $300 million or $200 million market cap token. So we want to look for things odd, like 98% of the volume happening on one exchange. So
do you think MEXC is sketchy?
I don't know, but it could be someone just trading against himself on that platform too. Or the market maker. A lot of different hands in the pool that could do that. I don't know if MEXC is doing that. I don't want to say market makers could absolutely that themselves. They're just like they have their own buy and sell orders, they manage, and then like a classic scam site. So it could. I don't know, but let me know what you guys.
By the way, you're getting really pixelated and hard to hear. You're sounding robotic, and you go. I'm not sure if it's like that for everyone, but that's how it looks over here.
Okay, I'm gonna talk slower, just so. So many red flags as soon as I saw the website. So, this template token backed by RWA deal. Here, buy it. What the token for? Huge red flags.
Backed by $29 billion in assets.
I don't think so. I really doubt that. What are your thoughts on this, Josh? Like, how many red flags did you see?
I think you're lying. What's that? It is so many. You know that one GIF meme? I think it's Will Ferrell where he's like, "You're lying," or "I think you're lying." Yeah. That's what I get. Back by $35 billion. Yeah. What does that mean?
Yeah, but what's the token
$35
for?
It's like, of what?
And if you're telling me just to buy I mean, who knows? But if the only thing you tell me on your page, the first thing I see is to buy the token, I'm running.
Buy this. Okay, nice. You're clear again. So they said they're. Yeah. Can you scroll to the left again? Oh yeah. Okay, backed by $29 billion in assets. And then.
By the way, this is auto scrolling. I wasn't doing anything.
Oh, you weren't doing anything. Okay.
No, that was annoying. It just does it. Yeah.
Oh, that's weird. Oh, so you can't even scroll.
Oh, I could, but it was auto scrolling.
Okay. Because I thought I saw on the other one it said backed by $35 billion in daily trading volume.
Backed by trading volume?
That's what I said. It gets messy. They said they're backed by $29 billion in assets, but they're also or that means that they're backed by $35 billion in trading volume. Those are two completely different things. Yeah, right.
This is like
trading volume is in assets.
Yeah. They're saying I don't know crypto words, but here they are. I've seen these words. I'm gonna put it on there. Let's see if people invest in this. And it says as per April 2025, and the coin wasn't even trading until a month ago. So there's a lot of shady stuff in this. Right?
Don't buy this, guys. Don't buy this.
This is how you spot a scam. I'm going to tell you guys right now. This is how you spot a scam. We are not going to see this coin next year. If we do, that's awesome. But there's all red flags. If your only product is selling the token, I was like, well, good luck. We see all this suspicious stuff. Are there perps?
Come on, man.
No, of course not. Because they're not going to make it. Yeah.
Of course not.
Yeah.
Sudan, Mr. Sudan, thank you for sharing. We appreciate you still being active in here, sharing a coin. We're always going to
Yeah.
give our honest take. Looks like that thing that looks like a scam, bro. I'm not sure
Yeah.
if you are on the team, honestly.
Yeah.
I don't know
But
why.
that's a mistake of asking us to call it out because we're gonna call it out.
Yeah, we're gonna call it out, man. And if you're on the team, man, stop this.
Yeah.
But
He's like, I know, I
oh
got a
man, no,
plan.
wait.
Here's a live
I got it.
stream.
I
They're
got
taking
some.
requests.
Yeah. That project looks sketchy. I wouldn't ape into that.
Yeah.
If you are on the team, I do recommend you guys do a little bit of a rebrand on the site. On one slide, it says 35 backed by 35 billion in trading volume. And then on the very next slide, it says backed by $29 billion in assets. What are these assets? Where is this volume coming from? If you guys only started trading a month ago, why is 98% of the volume only on MEXC, a relatively obscure exchange, or
Sus.
tier 2, tier 3 exchange? And why is it all that, like, are people have to trade there? Is there some sort of reward? It looks weird. It looks sketchy. And I definitely recommend you sort of revise the optics of the project because it looks like a scam to anyone who can analyze a new crypto project. So
I'm
not a good
almost
look in my
certain it
opinion.
is a scam. I'm gonna say like
Yeah.
100%, but plus or minus 1%, 100%.
Yeah, I'm not sure what this bank thing is. Maybe the multi-bank group was a real bank that went into crypto. But with that, if it's a real bank and that type of capital, I would expect a much better looking site and much more polished product at the end of the day. So it looks like a scam. It's probably a scam. Looks like a duck, walks like a duck, quacks like a duck. Probably a duck.
Is that? Yeah. So Mansoura, he also added Goldfinch. Now Goldfinch is not a terrible play. They do RWA. So this site is called rwa.xyz, where you can find out what are the most legitimate real-world asset platforms. What are they doing? Are they earning anything? What are the loans like? What kind of interest are they providing? Who has been defaulting on that? So Goldfinch is on there. I'd say they've done pretty decent over the last few years. Let's see. Oh no, I'm thinking of another platform. Yeah, they've been struggling the last year. Oh man, that is not good. That is not good. So I haven't looked at Goldfinch, but I think I was thinking of a different platform. We want to see that trend. That's a trend we don't want to be a part of. Down 69% this year. So it's on the lower tier, 169 million in loans, active loans, 64 million. You know, even with these numbers, even if they're good, that's going to be hard to drive demand to the token. And the token is at a $52 million market cap. It could pick up, who knows, but that is not a good trend.
I'm starting to see Mansour's strategy. Okay, I see Mansour. Most of your token picks have been decimated. So he's trying to pick up. He's trying to buy the blood.
Pups.
He's trying to buy the blood.
I get that.
And betting on them reclaiming their previous all-time highs. That's what it looks like, or even surpassing it. Because most of the tokens that he's pulled up, we go and look at their charts, and it's just been decimated from their all-time highs,
It's
down
painful.
90 plus percent all time from their all-time highs. And I understand why you're trying to go for that strategy. Important thing about these projects that you're betting on to make a recovery is there any community left, hype left? Is there any attention left? Are they going to reclaim it? How are they going to do that? A lot of the times it might seem like you're making like a low-hanging fruit, like, oh, this is definitely going to come back. They've been around for so long and we're just getting into alt season. So I think that's kind of the mentality that he has. Let me know, Mansour, in the comments if I'm accurate, but that's what it's seeming like to me, buying blood and betting on the recovery. Reason I think that strategy could be dangerous is because opportunity costs, things that already do have hype and momentum and are moving, your funds are being allocated to projects that are essentially dead, and who knows if they're ever going to gain attention back again. So that's what I would say about your strategy. I would prefer to get into something that actually has legs for this bull market, and actually has, you know, it has the ingredients and it has the community, it has the market sentiment to actually go on a pump during the alt season and be one of the top beneficiaries. That's what you want to look for, rather than hoping a token makes a comeback. It probably won't. It probably
I,
won't.
I I know you're trying to be nice. You're doing a fantastic job of like balancing, like, all right, it's not great, but here's something you could do. Yeah, sorry, it's
Yeah,
tough. That's a tough one. We're
it's
not
tough,
trying
man.
to roast you on this, but you're buying, like, let's say you have a $10,000 budget and you
Yeah.
have to buy a car, and your car is gonna be in a race. Right
Mhm.
now, you're at the junkyard buying the cheapest car possible and the other parts just so you could buy more junk cars to get in this race. Where maybe you just need one or
That's good.
two like used cars, and then you might do pretty good.
That was well said. You just nailed that. That's a great
Yeah.
analogy. Great analogy. If you're looking in the junkyard, you're gonna find junk. You're gonna find
Yeah.
junk, right? You want to go to the dealership, right? You want to
Hmm.
go to the dealership. Right now, the tokens that have hype, the tokens that have existing strong communities that are active right now on X, YouTube, so on and so forth. These are the showroom cars. These are the ones in the showroom. These
Yeah.
are the ones people are noticing walking by. These are the ones people are seeing ads on actively when they open Instagram, or their favorite influencer is driving this car, right? So you can go to the junkyard, but you're gonna get, what are you gonna expect to find? Junk.
Yeah.
So I think that was a great analogy, Dan.
I was trying to come up with something. It's
I like
kind of
that one.
like, we know what the situation he's in. I've been in that situation. I've been earlier in my investing career where I was like, I want the market cap. I want the ones that have been abandoned. I want 100x off this. And
Yes.
a lot of those coins never reach their all-time highs again. And that's a painful lesson. And selling those bags is always tough. It's just a tough thing to do.
It's tough. A lot of them never reach their all-time highs and never will. And never will. A lot of
Hmm.
them. A lot of them.
Yeah.
So that's my take on that. Showroom, for if you want to think of some things that I think are currently like showroom. You got things like Hyperliquid. That's very current narrative. You
Yeah.
got things like Sui Network. That's a current narrative. Finding plays underneath those ecosystems. Even, of course, Solana, tried and true showroom, right? That's not junkyard. And of course, that may not be exciting chart wise to look at. Okay, they've already pumped. Oh, I'm late. Oh, I'm only gonna maybe make 15%, 20%. But you actually are having a much better chance with these new ecosystems because they actually have attention, they have active users, so that actually gives it potential to continue to run. So I'd
Yeah,
rather
we
go
also have
with
to think,
showroom.
yeah, the regular people out there that don't know crypto, are they going to find their way to that coin? Not if it doesn't get attention. Everyone knows
Nah,
Bitcoin, not everyone knows Ethereum, and even less than everything else. So,
100%.
Bitcoin is the main dog because everyone knows that. I don't think like everyone's grandmother knows what Ethereum is, and then it gets tougher. So, if we're looking for that growth, it's in the coins that get attention.
Yes, 100%, 100%. Well
So we
said.
got Adonathiel. Guys, I came in late. What's your take on Crow? If you guys don't know, Crow is Kronos. It is the coin of crypto.com for their decentralized platform, kind of like their B&B play to Binance. Crow is to crypto.com. I have not been following this at all, but any thoughts, Josh?
Nope, haven't. I don't think. I think since their initial launch, they had like some decent activity. I never hear anything about Chronos or a new project launching on Chronos, or just how much market share or mind share that they have. I haven't been paying. I haven't been paying attention, but it also hasn't been coming up across my desk or on my timeline, or any new sort of interesting opportunity happening underneath that blockchain. It seems to me, yeah, just that is, I won't say
I mean,
dead, but just not a lot going on.
yeah, you can clearly see when the bull market ended. Like, this is,
Yeah, literally.
yeah, it happened this month, 11/20/21, and then after that it's like, yeah, no recovery since
A lot
then.
of the tokens that we even saw on here, that was the date for the other
A
one was
peak.
11/11.
Yeah.
November 11th was its highest day. So November 2021 was the beginning of the end for a lot of these ecosystems, and some of them have not recovered yet. and some of them won't. However, Kronos is one that I wouldn't mind placing my bet on. Why? Crypto.com still is one of the largest centralized exchanges out there.
I think
They
that's the
still
play they're going for, which isn't
that's the play
terrible.
that they're going for. It's not a
Yeah.
terrible play at all, in my opinion. They do have the resources, they do have the money, and they are one of the like I mentioned, one of the largest exchanges. So I'm not mad at this play. This is a recovery play that I would say does have a chance for sure, like compared to some of the other ones we've looked at from like
Yeah.
previous cycles. So that's interesting. At any point, they could go ahead and make a big move. Like I remember Lakers NBA
Crypto
basketball
Arena.
stadium is the crypto arena. Exactly.
Yeah.
Crypto.com arena. So I think that's interesting. They have a lot of resources and power. So I'm not mad at that play. Am I holding Kronos or interacting with the ecosystem? No, because I still think there are some better opportunities for the run, for like this current run. But I'm not mad at that play at all.
Yeah, I agree with that. I'm not holding Kronos, but since they are a centralized exchange, they have the power to market their decentralized side where they're making a lot of money if there's a bull market, if there's trading activity. They want to acquire those users, they want to bring them into their ecosystem. But that's the bet you're taking, which isn't terrible, but also I see opportunities in other things just because I don't want to wait for them to make that happen when I see that momentum in other projects.
Exactly. 100%. Lots of speculation.
Naked Gun 2 made fun of them with the arena, so they made fun of Crypto.com. I haven't seen Naked Gun 2. That comes out next week in Taiwan, and I am going to go see it.
Oh, nice. It comes out next week?
In Taiwan. It's out now in the US.
Oh, nice. That's like the flip side. You could already watch the new Demon Slayer movie. I can't watch that yet. I'm gonna watch it when I get to Asia, and we can watch that movie. I haven't seen it, but and you can't yet. That's interesting. But did you already watch the Demon Slayer movie?
I did. I watched it yesterday. I'm not gonna spoil anything.
No spoilers.
Cinema.
Did you like it,
Absolute cinema. You know the guy who did that? Absolute cinema.
Oh my gosh. I can't wait.
Yeah.
I can't wait. Yeah, to y'all that don't know, Off Brand, we're big anime fans over here at Off Brand Crypto. And yeah, the Demon Slayer movie, if you guys watched it, W's to you. Let's go ahead and move on to the next.
All right. Well, we are at an hour and a half for this stream. We're gonna speed run. Because it's late on my side. All right. Yeah. So Pygoz, full vesting is done. It's great, but it's to look when you're done vesting to come out. I think it was just talking about staking and vesting. All right. Mansoor, I also invested in Antics token in December. Now they're launching in October. Man, you got a lot of investments. You got
a deep bag, Mansoor.
Yeah. You got to, nice. I mean, maybe balance out with some, newer trends. More on the story, it's much better to be in newer projects. Look at the likes of Sui and Sei, maybe some Tau, even Caspa, but I don't know why you want to hold 2017 and 2021 coins. I agree. That's we want to follow that momentum. Pygo's good thoughts here. Big exceptions, of course, are ETH, BTC, and XRP. XRP has crazy mind share.
You nailed it.
I know we might not like it, but you got to treat it as a meme coin. That's the only thing we can do right now.
Yeah, it's a large cap meme coin. You feel me?
Yeah.
Buy it like you buy Pepe. Buy it like you buy Doge and Shiba.
Yeah, because when you try to make sense of the pricing, that's gonna leave you out of the potential gains. You want to look at the community. That's what you're betting on. All right, let's see. Pygos, I think the high Kevin was up like 400x, just a little harder to sell, but still managed to sell a decent amount. Right now, it's even at 40x. I'm not sure about which token that was. At FE Dan, what do you think of World Liberty Finance? I mean, I got to wait to see what they build. Right now, they launched their USD1 that it's getting in the hands of a lot of different platforms. They are pretty much going to be a white label Aave. I'm not super excited about it until we see what happens. I don't think I'm going to invest in it. We saw what happened with the Trump coin. We know that this is just a white label Aave and that they want to make money. They absolutely want to make money. but I don't think their goal is to make you money. That's just my personal thoughts on that. Right?
Well said. And that's a great thing for a lot of projects. It's a
Yeah.
great thing for a lot of projects.
Do they want to
They're
make
gonna
you money, or do they want to
do-
make money?
Of course, most projects they're thinking about themselves eating first, and of course, with everything that you know about World Liberty Finance, the Trump coin, the Donald Trump, how he plays the crypto game. He had his NFTs, he had his sneaker NFTs, he had his trading cards, he has his meme coin, he has World
All
Liberty
abandoned.
Finance.
Yeah.
All pretty much abandoned. Like World Liberty Finance, easy to drink a Kool-Aid on that.
Yeah.
Super easy. So many people got royally wrecked on
Yeah.
Trump coin. Like, hey, this is Donald Trump's. This can't fail. This is the president, right? So
Dude.
it's so easy to drink the Kool-Aid on that and then get wrecked, right? You saw what happened. What was the other one? Ivanka or
Melania
Trump. Trump.
So I got a funny story about Trump coin while we're here. So I was in a Twitter space with our buddy Andy with a bunch of like meme coin communities, and this was like a few days after Trump coin came up, and he was saying like, is it going higher or lower? It was like at $70, and he was asking everyone's opinion. I was like, I think it's going lower. Everyone there was saying higher. This one guy said like, this is the president of the United States. Every time it dips, I'm going to buy some. You should buy some too. This is going to the moon. This is your opportunity to stop being poor and get financially free. Something like that. And I was like, oh, I doubt.
Drunk.
Oh, just pain.
Drunk
yeah,
on
just
Kool-Aid.
pain.
Drunk on Kool-Aid.
We want to get out of that Kool-Aid. We want to get out of those echo chambers and be a little reasonable. Always like take the other side too. It's like, all right, what's the potential of this not happening?
Yes, exactly. And guys, use historical data to your advantage. This is far from Trump's first crypto initiative or first protocol or coin. It does seem to be the most official, in my opinion, as far as them having some on-chain treasuries and being, I guess, transparent about their holdings and different things like that, and try to make it more of like an official thing. However, still use historical data to your advantage. He's abandoned all these previous NFT projects. They're probably down tremendously. Trump token, all this stuff. Remember, soon after it, at the summit, he's like, he tweeted, I actually don't know too much about it. Someone asked him, he said, I actually don't know too much about this.
Yeah, I was like, I don't know what that is.
He's like, I don't know.
Yeah. What did I show that week? I don't know. Did you buy my watch? My sneakers?
Yeah, exactly. All that stuff. So it's interesting. I don't trust it. I don't trust really. Yeah, I wouldn't really trust it. But something could happen there. Like they did drop their USD1 token, and they're doing a few different things. We had Ika use it for their pre-sale, and interesting. But funny enough though, would I hold a small bag of World Liberty Fi? Sad to say, yes, I would. I actually would hold a small bag.
I'd say it's going to pump like crazy the first day potentially, and then might have that slow decline again as the team tries to cash out. So potential short, because that team is going to cash out.
100%. 100%. All right, we're at an hour and a half.
We got to
really quick takes, or we can call it here.
I think we got to call it here. So I'm sorry if we missed it. It's like pretty late on my side. It's midnight, and I gotta get to sleep. So
100%, bro. Yeah, we won't keep you up too much. Shout out to Landry, who said the anime community got him here. Salute. He heard us talking about Demon Slayer.
Awesome.
But yeah, man, great stream. Thanks for having me. Sorry I was late, guys, but we will run this back.
Awesome. Appreciate everyone. We'll catch you again soon. And I did not schedule this early enough. I got to start scheduling these ahead of time so everyone can see that. So, if you enjoyed it, please follow Josh on socials, his channel King Capital, GPT Josh on X, and join the Off-Brand Discord. So we'll catch you next time. Bye, everybody.
Take care, guys. Thanks for joining, and we'll see you next time.
All right, this is the behind the scenes. This is the Avengers Endgame. This is the end scene. I might answer some things, but we got to wait for the live stream to catch up. And there's always like a 1 minute delay. we're gonna call it and go to sleep soon. So everyone who joined, thank you. We appreciate it. Mansoor, last comment. Coinbase VP Product Max recently statement about every DEX, about on DEX, very bullish. I think 1 inch sushi.